When searching for a good bank, you have to be very discerning, so you don't get one thing and miss out on others. Well, your search is over at First Bank. We offer a variety of products and services made with you in mind. From flexible loans, easy access to cash, bill payments from anywhere in the world, to savings for the little ones. Make that switch today. Contact us to learn more about the many products and services we have designed for your convenience. First Bank, truly the first.
Crime Fighter, the searchlight on crime and criminality.
I want to use the opportunity to thank all Nigerians for their support, for their cooperation, for their partnership with the police throughout 2013, and I do hope that 2014 will be a better year in terms of crime and criminality and peace and stability of this country. With your cooperation, we can make it better. I use
Crime Fighters, promoting security consciousness.
Hello viewers, welcome to Crime Fighters, the police and you. My name is Aisha Tosan. Today we have a guest in our midst. He is the #1 security officer of the nation, the first cop of the nation, the first policeman, as it were, and the 16th indigenous inspector general of police. Ladies and gentlemen, we present to you Mohammed Dairu Abubakar, who in the next 30 minutes will be taking questions on what his administration has done in the last 23 months within the context of the security challenges confronting our nation. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you very much, Aisha. It's good to be with you.
Sir, it celebrates that in the last 23 months, like I introduced to the audience, we have not interviewed you. We thought it wise that we should allow you settle in and then see what your administration will put in place for Nigerians and indeed for officers and men of the force. I would start by taking you back to your inaugural speech. You did mention when you came on board that we're going to have a total transformation of the Nigeria police force, internal and external. While you're looking at the problems that are inherent in the force, you're also going to look at what you're going to do to tackle the external problems that we have, i.e. the security challenges that were inherent in the country. Then, January 25th will be 2 years on the seat as Inspector General of Police. What has the journey been like?
Very challenging, and I want to thank you for this interview and to thank you for not coming to actually, like you said, talked about what we have done, because you have given me the opportunity to do what I'm supposed to do, because I believe when you come into an office, the best bet is not for you to begin to run your mouth, but to put those mission and objectives of transforming an agency, particularly like the Nigeria Police. You are aware of the fact that we came in at a very challenging period in the history of Nigeria in terms of safety and security of life and property of the citizens of this country and Nigeria in general context. We came in when almost every state in this country there were bombings, killings. So if you can compare and contrast the differences, today we are much better in terms of safety and security, with the exception probably of 3 states. Borno, Yobe, more particularly than by extension Adamawa State. But even then, we have done what we are supposed to do as a primary lead agency of internal security in this country before declaration of the state of emergency by Mr. President. But let me go back a little to say that it's an opportunity to thank Mr. President for having me for founding me worthy of this appointment, and at the same time I thank the Almighty God for giving me the opportunity, and officers and men of the force too for the confidence in me to do what I'm supposed to do. It's been very challenging, but like I said during my statement, We have resolved with the police management that we will do our best within the available resources, because no matter what you want to do in engineering a particular agency of government or department or a state or even a nation, the competing demands of resources become very critical, and Nigerians are aware of the fact that Nigeria police have been very, very seriously underfunded, not just this time around, but years back. And you can see the critical example of the police college, where for 40 years the police college have not been able to be put in the best of situation in terms of facilities than now that this administration did it. We started as a management with a key appointment of people I believe that they can be able to assist me in running the administration of the Nigeria police. And I equally want to say that the management have been off and doing. They have been very supportive. They have been very loyal. We had a vision and mission to build a Nigeria police force for the people of Nigeria. A police force that is well-trained, well-motivated, competent and capable enough to be able to take the security challenges of today and be prepared to take the security challenges that will come in the future of this country. But along the line, when you make statements of this nature, these are your intentions. Intentions are supposed to be practicalized in the sense that training is the most important thing. You must be able to give your officers and men the required scientific and modern training, good enough to be able to do those things that you expect them to do in terms of crime fighting and policy in Nigeria, because crime is not static. So therefore, you expect the criminals to are faster and speedy in doing their act. This is one area we have issues, and the first thing I did was to go around this country to see things for myself, not necessarily even seeing the things for myself, because some of them I do know, but to give me the opportunity to see the officers and men themselves, because no matter what you do, it is the man behind the gun that makes the job. It's not the gun itself. So to see the officers, sit down with them, listen to their challenges, listen to their problems, tell them my ideas, what we intend to do, and rub minds, and seek for their own opinion. That is the paradigm shift we took, for us to have an all-inclusive administration, where officers and men can be able to see the Inspector General as an ordinary policeman like themselves, to be able to say, yes, I can speak to the IG politely, with a lot of respect and discipline. And I think that is what is key. And I did that. I went around the country, saw things. There are other things that ordinarily I presumed that are in the best of situations. One, particularly the issue of barracks. You come to understand till today, the Nigeria police, being the oldest force in this country, unfortunately, cannot say it's in the best of situation in terms of barracks accommodation, in terms of office accommodation, in terms of training facilities. Not much have been done in terms of these areas of infrastructure. So that gives me a lot of concern and worry. Came back to the drawing board to look at what could be done. And if you remember, I declared a state of emergency on the training institutions because of the fact that the training institutions were not good and conducive enough for us to be able to carry out the necessary and required and desired training for officers and men. We came back to look at the issue of welfare. Welfare and well-being of officers and men is very, very paramount, and particularly members of the rank and file and the inspectorate, because these are the foot soldiers of the Nigeria police. And to the best I do know, all years where we are coming from, these are the co-officers that have not been cared for the way they should be cared for. We are not saying that we have done all we're supposed to have done, but honestly speaking, we have paid very greater attention in terms of their welfare, in terms of their well-being, in terms of even promotion, which is a key motivational factor in enhancing performance and service delivery in terms of service.
Sir, let me just quickly chip in here for you to just sum up this aspect. You talked about the barracks accommodation. You've done so much in terms of providing accommodation for ownership occupier basis. What about the barrack itself? Have you done anything about the barrack itself, which is of course key to the well-being of the officers? You know, I'm talking in terms of the property that is owned by the police, not the owner occupier basis that you have embarked on.
We have done something. There are a number of barracks that we have renovated all over the country, but unfortunately not as much as we desire to do, because that has to do with funding, and funding is a key factor whereby you have barracks for over 50-60 years that have not been attended to. It is practically impossible for you to, under 2 years, be able to bring these barracks to where they are supposed to be. But we have done a number of barracks in the country that you can look at and see that even from here in Abuja, if you go to the cantonment itself, the police cantonment that was built by IGP Brian Kumasi for years, the first police cantonment ever built. If you go there, that cantonment is being under renovation. We're changing the structures and ensuring that we put it right to give it the desire that it's supposed to be. If you go to the Metama police barrack, where we have officers, the place is leaking, it's dirty, it's bad, and we're equally doing that barracks to bring it back to the modern barracks that is supposed to be. And several other police barracks all over the country that one after the other we are facing, because it's not possible for us to be able to do all the barracks because they have become so bad. If you go to Lagos, there are several barracks, but probably we're able to do one because of funding. A barrack that requires probably 200 million to do, and probably what you have in the totality of that year is 500 million. So if you have 500 million, you cannot be able to do all the barracks that you want to do. You probably 2 barracks, or you do 3 barracks. Some are renovated, some are painted. There's a barrack behind the Force Headquarters here. Since this barracks was built, it has never been renovated. Nobody has even. We have done that barracks. We have tarred the roads to give it the facelift that it deserves to have. And the officers and men, I'm sure they are much happier than they were before.
I will take you back to the internal security. You've talked so much about the transformation agenda, what you've done in the system, in the police. I know while you were explaining, you touched about the security issues in some of these northeastern states. We will not deny the fact that we had challenges today with incidents of kidnapping, armed robbery, terrorism, and communal clashes. Sincerely, do you think we are winning this war against these vices? Particularly, what has your own administration done in this wise?
We are winning the war. You remember, like I said, I admitted the fact that yes, there were challenges, and these challenges are evidence, people can see them. And some of the challenges that you saw, and that, like you did mention, some of the challenges are cases whereby bombing was the order of the day. Ordinarily, a knock on the door, people will get scared. But today is different. So, which means there are progressions in terms of achievements. If you talk about kidnapping, for example, yes, remember Delta and Edo were on the forefront in terms of kidnapping on a daily basis. Today is a different story. Most of these kidnappers have been arrested. They are facing prosecution in court. Edo is much safer than it was before. And this is all collaborative effort of the police, other security agencies, and even the state government. The same thing in Delta State. But relatively today is different. Much different from even when we started last year. So which means we have put in strategies and policies of fighting crime better than what we met on the ground. Our officers are exposed to more modern ways of fighting crime and the methodologies of doing it without being exposed to several other things. Along the line, naturally, because of the hazard of the job, we have lost several number of officers for one reason or the other. But we are still winning because even in case of the act of terrorism, collectively with other security agencies, we have put in our best to ensure that We have reduced the number of attacks in most of these places. You remember when we came on board, there were several number of police stations being attacked. Today is history. But you cannot, because terror is one act that is all over the world. The best countries of the world, where they have the best of equipment in terms of manpower, in terms of funding, are still under terrorist attack. And it happens when you least expect it. So Nigeria is not an exception to that. And to the best I do know, that progress has been made, achievement has been made, despite the fact that, yes, these challenges are still there. There is no country of the world that there is no crime and criminality. And it's the way you face it and the way you go about it. And I think we have done so much in terms of progression in fighting crime and criminality in this country.
I will take you to the next question, which I think you've been passionate about. The Constitution clearly defines, I would mention Section 214, that the internal security of the nation is put at the doorstep of the Nigeria Police Force. However, today the reality is obvious. But particularly, sir, when the chairman Senate committee paid a courtesy call on you, you were emotional about it. You poured out your heart when you said other agencies seem to be taking over the responsibility of the Nigeria Police Force. What is it that you would do to ensure that the federal government sort this problem out?
I'm happy you quote Section 214. That clearly says there shall be the Nigeria Police Force and no any other police force shall be established. So it's simple and clear that any agency of government that will do or perform the duties of the Nigeria Police, the Constitution says is not allowed. And what I mentioned during the Senate committee meeting was that the police should be allowed to perform their constitutional responsibility of protection of life and property without any prejudice. And that relates to the fact that, yes, there are other agencies of government being created. There is no problem with agencies of government being created. These agencies of government, some of them have been there over time. But what I'm saying is there must be a limitation to where you stop. Let me give you an example of, say, the customs. If a police officer arrests any smuggler, to the best I know, by my training, nobody has ever trained me to become a custom officer. So by my training, what I do is to transfer officially the smuggled goods and the suspect to the customs and aid the custom with the statement to be able to prosecute that smuggler. The same thing with immigration department. Having to be the commissioner of police in charge of an airport, when my officers approached me to say that they have a fake passport, I wondered. I said, who told you it's fake? Who told you it's forged? Who trained you? Probably you passed this different police college that I passed. Yes, fine. But the syllabuses are same. But the syllabuses are different from cadet officers and others. But as a cadet officer, nobody has taught me the job of immigration officer. So therefore, I have a responsibility when you bring it. I said, take this passport, make a statement, transfer to the immigration department. That's all I'm asking. There could be areas of overlap, but the areas of overlap should be respected. Respected in the interest of Nigeria, not in the interest of the services. And if you remember the statement I made all the time, if the interest of all the security agencies of Nigeria is to make Nigeria safe and secured, then we should abandon our organizational interest and take the interest of Nigeria and Nigerians at heart. Then Nigeria will be more safe and secure than ever before.
Crime Fighters, the #1 security program on television.
When searching for a good bank, you have to be very discerning, so you don't get one thing and miss out on others. Well, your search is over at First Bank. We offer a variety of products and services made with you in mind. From flexible loans, easy access to cash, bill payments from anywhere in the world, to savings for the little ones. Make that switch today. Contact us to learn more about the many products and services we have designed for your convenience. First Bank, truly the first.
Police Brief.
Welcome to Crime Fighters Police Brief. These are the headlines. Police in Edo rescue 70-year-old kidnapped victim. Apprehend 6 kidnappers. Special Fraud Unit apprehends civil servants for 25 million naira real estate fraud. Details in a moment.
Police brief.
The police in Edo State have rescued a 70-year-old man, Daniel Oduaseme, abducted by kidnappers in the university town of Ugbo, and shot 2 of his abductors during a raid on their hideouts. The incident, which occurred on Sunday, was confirmed by Commissioner of Police Folusho Adebanjo, who stated that following a report of the abduction, operatives of the anti-kidnapping unit condoned off the area where the victim was taken. It revealed that after sighting operatives, the suspects opened fire but were eventually overpowered. 2 of the suspected kidnappers were killed while 6 others were apprehended. CP Adebanjo confirmed that several firearms, including 3 pump-action rifles, were recovered from the hideout. The Special Fraud Unit in Lagos have arrested a female civil servant, Hajara Egbara, for fraudulently obtaining the sum of 25 million naira from a businesswoman. In a press release signed by the Police Public Relations Officer DSP Ngozi Situmeagu, the suspect allegedly sold a plot of land in Asokoro area of Abuja to a businesswoman in 2009 for the said amount. However, while trying to process documentation for the land, the buyer discovered that the plot of land belonged to someone else. Following a petition, Hajara Egbara was arrested along with one Alhaji Mohammed Sadiq. Hajara confessed that she gave the sum of 18.5 million naira to Alhaji Mohammed Sadiq, a developer, while the balance was for her own services. Alhaji Mohammed Sadiq has however jumped police bail. DSP Situmeagu stated that efforts were on to rearrest the suspect and the case will soon be charged to court. The Nigeria Police Force has uncovered and arrested 3 members of a fake international recruitment syndicate. The syndicate, operating under the name Universal Response and Rescue Support Foundation, claims to be an affiliate arm of the United Nations Economic and Social Council. In a press statement on Friday, the Force Public Relations Officer CSP Frank Mba disclosed that the syndicate operated from offices in Lagos, Ekiti, Cross River and Imo states as well as Abuja. He noted that the organization, which claims to be in charge of recruitment for the UN, has so far extorted an estimated sum of 7 million naira from victims. The statement enjoined Nigerians not to patronize such dubious organizations and advised job seekers to seek clarification before subscribing job promos and advertisements. The 3 persons apprehended are Lemi Odogu, Innocent Prosper, both 35, and Michael Abraham, 45. Items recovered from the suspects include recruitment forms with UN logo, pictures of members in paramilitary uniforms, phone contacts of intending members, 1 Toyota Sequenda Jeep and other incriminating items. CSP Mba said the suspects will soon be arraigned in court on charges of criminal conspiracy, impersonation, cheating and forgery. And on the global update, a 16-year-old girl gang-raped and set ablaze in the Indian town of Kolkata has died on New Year's Eve. Police on Thursday said the girl was assaulted on 2 different occasions. The first attack by a group of men occurred on October 26, 2013. However, she was attacked and raped again after reporting the incident to the police the following day. The victim was then set on fire by 2 persons said to be close to the people she had earlier accused of raping her. Police Chief Rajiv Kumar said police made their first arrest on Wednesday, 2 months after the first incident of rape occurred. Hundreds of people protested in Kolkata on Wednesday over the incident. And that is all on Crime Fighters Police Brief.
Crime Fighters, promoting security consciousness.
When searching for a good bank, you have to be very discerning, so you don't get one thing and miss out on others. Well, your search is over at First Bank. We offer a variety of products and services made with you in mind. From flexible loans, easy access to cash, bill payments from anywhere in the world, to savings for the little ones. Make that switch today. Contact us to learn more about the many products and services we have designed for your convenience. First Bank, truly the first.